Okie dokie. I wouldn't really want to say welcome back. Was it 8 days ago, according to YouTube? Like, that was a Saturday, and this is Monday. Maybe 9 days, but I know that drifting was recorded one take, and then so was the other one, because I figured it was the most honest thing I could do, because with the one that I was sitting down, I was able to use the phone to flip it and like reverse it so it didn't look so weird, but it's still so yeah, I've been missing vlogging, but I also realize I haven't been doing anything to vlog. I've literally been playing a lot of WoW, doing my Star Treks in the morning, but as I don't have any vlogging, I just pretty much don't do anything in the morning. And I've been sitting around doing nothing, not going to practices, barely leaving the house. Went for a bike ride a while back. That was kind of cool, but it was like 4.4 kilometers. Stayed on the island. But I went to therapy. That was the previous video. As I just got back from therapy, recorded it and put that up. And now we're 6 days after that, so okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening, because this is far from over. It's just the rough parts are evened out. I've done a lot of like weirdly soul searching, and yeah, I understand. I wasn't sure if I was going to play football or not. It did feel really weird, and it wasn't necessarily the finger. Yeah, I had a meltdown the day, like leaving practice. For 20 minutes, I just cried solidly, and then didn't have therapy, because yeah, whatever. And then afterwards, everything was going fine, but then like Wednesday night, I bottomed out, I crashed, and I've been trying to figure out what happened. And yeah, this is probably going to be a pretty long video. I'm going to the gym today, bike riding, and I have a lot to talk about, because it's been like 8, 9, maybe 10 days. I don't actually know, but since I missed the football video last Thursday, then missed the Leiden practice, and then missed Thursday and yesterday, I've been out of practice for like 2 weeks for 4 practices, and it's felt very weird, unsettling, and I might need to talk about some things. But I feel like I lost my spark for a little while. I just had no I mean, part of it is that I was afraid to go to practice because I didn't feel that I belonged. I don't know whether or not it's my fitness or what else, but it just makes me wonder, you know? And what gets me is doing warm-ups. I have anxiety doing warm-ups. Part of it is the fact that, you know, they're all socializing in Dutch. And while I can listen to Dutch, I can't listen to 5 conversations in Dutch. Or 5 people talking at the same time. It's not my native language. There's just been a lot of things. And Aaron's been picking up stuff with work, and he's like unreachable. And it's even more so that he's locked away in the room. And now, more TikTok stuff, and I had a couple Americans that live in Europe that went back and did stuff in America, and I was like, how the hell do you guys get the gall to go back there? And that I don't have the same idea as them to go back into the States. Oh, we're back in the wedding. Oh, look, it's Southern California. Isn't it great? No, it's not. It's terrible. Finding more people that had just freshly moved here, and just, I felt very alone. I was kind of looking for a while at my comments and just not really there. And it was like, what the fuck am I doing any of this for? I'm scared to go to practice because of the warm-ups and gasping for my fucking breath because I can't keep up, and then having an anxiety attack triggered possibly later because of a slight mistake I did that normally should roll off my thing, but I think I'm dying because I can't fucking breathe, but all the doctors are like, nope, you don't have asthma, you're perfectly healthy, you know. And Aaron says, you know, I feel like I don't really get invited many places because, and I feel bad because there were a few times I'm locked up doing something already, and I'm not gonna break plans because one person decided. The problem is I have such damn trauma from the States and all the flaky ass people I've been around. And I can't plan anything for anybody anymore. I can't plan to do things. I can barely even do it with fucking Aaron. Has he gotten better over the years? Yeah. But it's still, let's plan to do something this weekend. Oh, okay, what? Then he wants to have something to do. And I'm like, I don't know. Well, I don't know either. And then even if we do plan something, I have to plan around the fact that he's gonna have a crisis waking up in the morning. The last 2 Saturdays, where I haven't been vlogging, I haven't been editing, I haven't been doing fuck all, I've had 10 hours with Aaron in one day. Because he wakes up so late, and we go to bed roughly the same time. Because I know that if we go to bed later, he will sleep in later. So, I get 10 hours with him when I probably should have like 16. And anyways, walking down the stairs, heading to the gym. One of the things came back and Aaron had lunch stuff, so we talked and socialized, and then I had some drink bouillon, vegetable. Somebody came in the lower stairs and awkward. They took the sign down, the one that kept saying all the various things of what was happening with the skate park and then opening, and then the sport fields were opening, and then that was up for so long, and now they've literally taken them down. Like, they took the signs down to say that the sport park was opening up, sport fields, but it was like blank and they didn't put anything on, so. But anyways, you know, I was feeling just very alone. I have Aaron to talk about WoW with. I can talk about Star Trek with Aaron. And I consistently am talking about things with Aaron. I don't have anybody else to talk about things with. Like, even with Willie, I had some football. You know, I had football, some NFL, and football theory, and Star Wars, and Marvel. Like, oh my God, Marvel. And it was fun because after a fashion, like, he had the outlet to be able to talk about those things because everybody he knew was like super sporty or whatever. And I was like, I don't really have anyone to talk about those things with. And even generalized American culture stuff that we remember, or memes or something, I can't talk about with the guys because even Martine is not on social medias. He doesn't understand these things. Let alone sometimes they require a very insane nuance of the English language. Alright, so yeah, I'm sitting here with 30s. I'm not sure if I'm going to go up like I did last week. I mean, I'll probably go up to 32. But I did 30, 32, 34 last week. But I stressed myself a little too much. The finger was not happy with me. Because then I was trying to pull 34s, and while that was easy for the muscles, it was strainful because I could only hold with three fingers because this one was sticking out and it was not happy. Martine talked to me. He says that he was back from vacation. He didn't see me at practice on Sunday. I was like, no, it's been a rough 10 days. I'm still processing what it is. I have to use it in the present because I'm not perfectly over it. But like I said, I'm out of deep slump.
yes, it was personal life. I said, no, it was, well, football, YouTube, and personal life. And like I've explained to you guys, it's like TikTok and not feeling a part of the Americans, not really feeling part of the Dutch, because I don't have their history and their education style. I don't have their degree, I don't have a degree. I'm just bounced around in society, and now I wound up here by anything I did. Just what I had other people do. It feels weird. It was just absolutely, maybe I was just overall just floored with imposter syndrome. Sorry about that. Not a lot of people came in the gym, but for some reason the music got turned up a little bit. To be fair, it was fairly spicy music and not the typical meditative music, so it was actually kind of easy to work out to. But it was very loud and I couldn't have talked over it without screaming. Anyways, so yeah, I wound up reading up a lot and kind of figuring out things about imposter syndrome. And it might have been it, that it's just like waltzed around through society. I lived with my parents for so fucking long. I did this and that with the other thing. Never had an effective job to pay rent. So that one time I was living with Rosalind, but then I had an absolute meltdown inside Panasonic and they called the cops on me, which is another thing that's happened a couple times. Mental health distress. I've never been arrested, but it's definitely got to the general idea that the American cops are not very well versed in mental health things, and so whenever I see people having mental health distress and cops just fuck off with it, I get kind of butthurt and over the top, and then I had an absolute meltdown again, and I left my parents' house and I moved in with Aaron, and then he paid my rent and stuff for a long time, but then there was also like 5 people living in a 3-bedroom apartment, so and I wasn't really doing anything for money. In fact, I didn't actually have a decent income until I got federal disability, and that took years to get. And then on top, so now I've been like a subhuman because I can't save any bit of money, at least in my U.S. bank account, because I can't save anything there because they'll cut off my financial assistance, and I won't get it unless I remove it, which another one of those stressful things that I constantly have to be watching and spending money because I'm considered a lesser citizen after a fashion. So I don't really deserve living in Amsterdam, spending euros, Aaron making as much money as he does, living in such a nice place that we do, and having such a fancy life that I didn't earn. I'm like, this is the most profitable month on YouTube yet. And so far, this stuff on YouTube is the full amount. Like this last month, I think, is like the full amount that is currently in the Patreon. And part of it, especially so that's just like living here and having a successful life, that I don't feel like I've done anything because something has impressed upon me in my life that I'm the one that needs to be in control, manage my own destiny or some bullshit like that. Did it happen? Probably. And so I'm just I don't really get it. In terms of football, look, I started at 32. I understand I was not in the best place to start playing the sport to begin with. And to address many comments, actually no, we will address the comments when I get home, but we'll start with Mitch's that I read this morning. I get it. I started late in football and I'm inspirational to other people to push past simple age barriers, but I'm like feeling that. I'm not feeling inspirational to myself. I'm feeling weird. This serious?
It's fucking October! To wait until we get home, traffic's really bad. It's that time of the day where everybody goes home from work. Part of the issue is the Neskio-brug, the Fietsbrug, is closed. So everyone's being funneled through the Amsterdamse brug. And so traffic along, like where the 37 goes, is hellish. But, so yeah, with Mitch, like, I get it. With football, I moved, like, I may have had a harder time with football because of the phobias of the United States about certain things. Ageism, or the isms, I guess we'll call them. It's weird because it's called homophobia, but there's no ism to it. It's not sexism, homoism, whatever. But it's just, and so they didn't let me play a lot, you know, and I was new, and they were like, whatever. Okay, so we're precariously balanced here. Now that someone says, came across your video, I hope you're getting some assistance. I'm like, bro, I had to comment on that one because I literally got back from therapy. Smelly Small Guy says, glad you're back on that same checking in video from the 27th. Matt says, glad to see your face again. Chris Crable, if you need to take a break, do what you need to do to heal. I don't know how to heal after a fashion. I just... says learning more about football, which is fine because I talk about it, and the glimpse of life in Amsterdam. It's understandable, but I just don't feel that I show it often. I mean, there's really one of the exciting things to me is seeing all the various things in bike rating, and for that I might either have to put on the head mount, the chest mount, or put it on the bike, and it gets all, yeah, I get it. I'm sweaty and you're wigging out. Well, soon, and that's on the actual text post that I put up. There's someone else commented on official practices, and I don't know what to make of that one. That's like almost completely separate. And where's my phone vibrating? And so, oh, it's Duolingo. Anyways, the one comment I thought it was, because I'm not going to reference anything that was designated in a private chat. Instagram that messaged me, Twitter, designated private messages. I won't keep them necessarily private. But yeah. I don't know what to think, because when it comes down to like football, I spent so long doing everything I could to earn and get nothing. It's almost the other direction, and my brain is still imparting stuff about that I didn't have it before. Well, I don't really have it now. People just feel sorry for me, because I'm just, that's what I told them when I work so hard to my effort, stressing myself out for what seems to be getting nothing. But when I urge other people to do things, a lot happens. I'm going to just tag along for the ride, do some wild stuff. We have technically the last day of reset. I might do do Duolingo first, go lay down after this, chill out, take some clothes off, because I'm sweating up a storm. And yeah.